In this video, I'll show you a number of different ways to make Bluetooth hands-free phone calls from your connected phone through your Pioneer in-dash receiver. Even though your particular in-dash receiver may have buttons on the side or along the bottom like this one, and may or may not have a DVD player built in, the on-screen and button operation in this demonstration is identical for the following Pioneer AVH-EX models: AVH-210EX, AVH-201EX, AVH-210EX, AVH-211EX, MVH-200EX, MVH-300EX. To make a phone call, it's really easy. I have one phone connected here, and I know I have my phone connected because I can see the Bluetooth logo lit up in blue right here. I'm going to open the telephone window, and I have my preset dial list, but you can see nothing is in my preset dial list right now, so we'll add a few things in there. I have my telephone book right here, and I have my list of incoming and outgoing recent phone calls here. This is the outgoing calls. Here are my incoming calls, and here are the rejected calls. So I can make a phone call to any of those by touching that number on the screen. And I can hang up that call by touching the red telephone. Let's go back to our telephone menu here, and you can see my incoming and outgoing calls. And down at the bottom here is the keypad if I have the parking brake engaged. So I'm going to engage the parking brake, and the keypad becomes available, and I can use the keypad here to dial any number that I'd like. And when I have the number dialed in, I can touch the green telephone button to connect that call. Let's go back to our telephone list here. And at the top, we have our preset dial list. But as we said, there's no one in the preset dial list. So let's go over to our incoming and outgoing calls. Here's Reginald, one of my friends. If I touch the button here, that adds Reginald into my preset dial list. Now, if I go back up to the preset dial list, there you go. Reginald is added in there. And if I want to delete someone from the preset dial list, I can just touch the trash can there to make that go away. In my telephone book here, we can make a call to Reginald. When a phone call comes in, I can answer the call a couple of different ways. One is I can touch the track advance buttons right here. That will answer the call. Or I can touch the green telephone button here to answer the call, or the red telephone button to hang up. I'll touch the green telephone button to answer the call. Now there's a couple of different things going on my screen here, on my telephone screen. You can see at the top we have the call timer, we have the telephone number, and if I have that person registered in my phone book on my phone, the name of that caller is also available on screen. You can see that I have the parking brake engaged, so I have the keypad available if I want to use it. We'll go back. And if I want to pick up my phone and hold it to my ear, I can make this a private call, and I can switch back to a Bluetooth hands-free call by switching private off. And here is my volume button. Now I have two different volume controls on the in-dash receiver. This is the volume for the remote caller. So this makes the remote caller, the volume for the remote caller a little bit louder or a little bit quieter. That makes it a little bit quieter. That makes it somewhere in the middle, and that makes it loudest for the remote caller. Now, if the remote caller should start to hear an echo from your phone call, adjust the volume a little bit lower for that remote caller. While you're on a phone call, if you want to make the remote caller sound louder in your vehicle, use the volume control. This is the volume control for the volume of the telephone call in your vehicle. It's also the volume control for any source that you're listening to, but this volume control is independent of any given music source. So while you're on a call, This is the volume control for the telephone call. When you're done with the call, you can touch the red telephone button to hang up. Now in this case, you can see that the in-dash receiver's source is switched off. The receiver's still powered up, but the source is off, and this is what happens when you receive a phone call. As you can see, the call is coming in on the phone. The call also comes in on the receiver, and we can touch red to reject this call or green to answer the call. Now this time, I'm going to shut the receiver completely down. So let's go out to the home screen and we're going to power off the receiver. Yes, power it off. So you can see the screen is down and the display, or I'm sorry, the illumination over here on the side is down. And this is what happens when you receive a phone call. As you can see, the system powers up and allows you to reject this call or to answer this call.